la recuerdo ahora. Era como la primavera. Son noches y dos pelos, su voz dormida el verso, y junto al mar la nieve que se metió a su entraña, y soñamos con hijos que nos robó la playa. Ella ya me olvidó, yo sé. Yo no puedo olvidarla.
Reforzando tus defensas con buena música. DJ en cuarentena.
Canelo DJ.
Vas volando a algún lugar sin rumbo fijo, y tal vez quisiera estar a solas contigo. Eres tú mi atardecer y también mi despertar. Ven y asfixiame de ti, enséñame a soñar, a soñar, enséñame a soñar.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the El Nino podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. I want to thank everybody for sharing, for subscribing, for showing love. You know, today we've been having some complications with Facebook and, the whole social media thing, but, we slapping on YouTube, man. So I appreciate anybody, what I'm saying, who tapped in and, who's here sharing this moment with us. Thanks to Guys Pizza, my brother Zoe at LA Landscaping, all my people doing their thing, taking care of their business, man. I salute y'all. Anybody and everybody who lost somebody recently, man. Shout out to my man, Hammer Time, man. Rest in peace, man. And, it's just unfortunate seeing people just pass away for numerous reasons, man. It's more people going to funerals than it is birthday parties. You know what I'm saying? But, like they say, man, when God takes one, they put one in place. There's been a lot of baby showers, a lot of new babies being born. So I hope that our society can recreate better people, better citizens with better and higher standards and moral systems here. But today we got an awesome show today, man. We got my man, Dreak Swift. you know, and we got Savage Kitty, and then we got the sports mouth, Alex, the sports mouth. And you know, I've been, you know, building with these brothers, man. Dreak Swift, he been giving me a lot of advice and some pointers and things like that. He got his own podcast going on, Word on the Street, you know, for those from the neighborhood who know. And if you don't know, now you know.
Hey.
So Dreak, man, introduce him, let him know who you are, what you about, where you from, all that good stuff.
Well, I'm born and raised Southwest Detroit. Actually, I moved out to Phoenix in about '04, I believe. Just, you know, I come home quite a bit. So, I have a business here and, you know, started the podcast a year and a half ago now. We're available on all platforms. So wherever you listen to all your favorite podcasts, also on YouTube, all those other good stuff. But we're on the traditional podcast, Spotify, iHeart, Google, Apple, all the traditional podcasts. We just celebrated our 100th episode on Saturday, and we celebrated, brought it in pretty big, I think.
Yeah.
With Good Money and his music label, with a couple of his artists. We had a couple of people stop in.
You were just at Podcastic too, right?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
yeah. We were there on Saturday.
Shout out to Vakita Taylor. Everybody know her as Q for Creative Emotions. I was on her podcast about a month or so ago.
Okay.
So big shout out to her. That's where her office is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
my buddy that runs that podcast, he actually has 57 podcasts out of there. So
I know. Yeah, the whole hallway was number podcast
Yeah,
offices.
so,
I was
yeah.
like, damn.
So shout out to Doc Miles,
Yes.
Miles Dixon. I've known that brother for a long time. Shout out to Q for putting it all together. Big shout out to Lowell for doing the film and the
It was an excellent spot to do.
yeah,
It really
for the
was.
film and the video. And then Good Money's music label.
It was just your birthday too, wasn't
Yeah, my birthday.
Yes.
it? Okay, then.
My birthday on Friday. We celebrated on Saturday.
Listen, bro, you've been like
we
this
did
all
the-
weekend.
Oh,
We did
In our
did the,
what sleep?
the Freestyle After Dark.
Yeah.
And, Friday, Saturday was our party. And
You a high commodity, dog.
yeah, and then also prayers out to Jerry Seaborn and his family. He recently lost his son, and then shout out to my prayers out to my cousin. She recently passed. So I went to a couple sad events. Definitely a celebration, but definitely a couple sad events this week. So,
Yeah.
well, like I said, we've been doing this show. We kind of talk about everything from lifestyle to relationships, to politics to sports, the current events. We do two shows a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then I just recently launched my show, 2 Cents with Dreak Swift, and that is Mondays. So I kind of talk about a lot of sexual, a lot of adult
Freaky
things.
drink,
Yeah, so we
boy.
talk about a lot of good
Freaky
stuff.
We
We have
need had a whole segment just about
yeah, so we
freaky drink.
talk about a lot of stuff. WordOnTheStreetPod.com. That's where you can subscribe. You can actually check out all our shows. And then we also have our own merch site, WordOnTheStreetMerch.com. Savage Kitty's got our women's perspective, and Alex has got our sports stuff. So,
Dog,
let me-
you need to make some freaky drink blow up dolls,
oh
bro.
my god, actually,
Add them to the collection, the merch
So-
collection, bro.
So I mean, we could talk forever. So
Right.
Going back to, growing up in Southwest Detroit, I actually had my own escort service in the late '90s. So I ran bitches and hoes.
What? Come on.
So
No, we already got one on
got
there.
George Ellis.
What's her name?
So Karen Alexander. I had my
Hey,
own.
Karen.
I had my own adult website. Ran my own sex toy shop.
Oh,
I've
shit. Are
been,
you serious? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. Oh, man.
And Alex used to be Alex was a driver for me.
What?
So-
He was delivering all the dildos?
He was
and
delivering.
shit?
No, he was delivering all the holes. So he was delivering all the
Those
holes.
are the calls I
Okay.
didn't.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad. I thought you were talking about the sex toys. I think.
No, delivering all the
I
holes.
did work in Amazon, and they
So I've been.
I did the sex toy
I
thing
used
too.
to, so I mean, like I said, we can go back, but I mean, I've been an entrepreneur ever since I was able to crawl. I used to do a lot of promoting and DJing back in the days in the 90s.
Damn, you was a one-man party, dog.
Take you seriously with Karen on your lap.
I had my own Subway's franchise, had my own cell phone stores. I mean, I've done so much. And then we recently lost this podcast, so
And-
I was a
That's
I was a
say there's couple more
semi-pro
coming,
hockey player, so I played for the LA Kings. So I've
Wow,
done a lot
man,
of
you've done
different.
a lot,
I've done a
bro.
lot.
You've done a
Yeah.
lot.
and there's still
my
some
man.
other couple shows are coming in slowly.
Yeah,
you know,
Alex is going to be launching a wrestling podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Savage,
For real?
Savage Kitty's going to be launching her tea time with,
Tea time with
give a little
Tori.
tease.
tea time with
that's
Tori.
sweet.
Spilling
That's
the
dope.
tea.
And then
Yeah.
the little tease ATW.
Oh, they love that.
With his
They
brother.
love
Oh,
that.
they love the tea.
I tell you what, people tell you more about somebody else's business than their own business.
Okay,
you
yeah,
know what
we
I'm
can
saying?
talk about
They
They know
everything,
more
so-
about you than they know about
And then,
themselves.
Yeah.
and then my family's always been involved in the Southwest community. My mom runs. She's one of the board members for La SES.
Shout out to Janie.
Shout out to
Love you.
Janie.
Jane Garcia. So, been involved. My family is definitely Southwest Detroit. So,
Well,
so I try to sum it up really quick.
I'm
Sorry,
happy
man.
you
Sorry.
made it
We
back
got
home,
Savage
man, to
Kitty.
come
You can
visit.
tell her backstory. Alex, go ahead. Whoever wants to go first.
I mean, I'm basically, we Southwest Detroit, born and raised. I always like to represent, I grew up around the corner from Tiger Stadium. That's where the sports love comes from, passion. 12 Rosa Parks Boulevard, but I like to call it 12th Street. And yeah,
Okay.
she was there, but she grew up in the hood, but she's still rocking with us. But no, so that's basically it. In '94, I got involved in DJing. Like I said, my Dreak came down and
Shout out to DJ Dan. We used to do a lot of parties
started
with
promoting.
DJ Dan.
Yeah, I mean, like there wasn't a DJ that I didn't get to even do a set with or just be a part of. From Motion to Godfather
Right.
to Hurricane, rest in peace. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So yeah, I
I'm
mean,
put it
just,
down.
from
Put it
DJing,
down.
and like I said, promoting parties and meeting people like Biz Marquee because of our DJing and DMX and guys like that. Like so, but it went back to my passion for sports, and we had conversations about doing a podcast forever. And he's just my cousin doesn't play around, so here we are doing it. And
So did you play sports growing up?
I played baseball. Anybody that grew up Corktown, St. Vincent Vikings. So I was a big baseball guy. Like I said, growing up around the corner from Tiger Stadium, listening to Ernie Harwell with my grandmother, mother, and my father. Like I said, it's a repetitive story, but it's something that I love, and I always say never forget where you come from. My father knew the grounds crew, so I was fortunate to go up around. Any boy or even girl that goes up around an atmosphere like that.
My mom was
amazing,
a
man.
Cracker Jack lady
It
at
was
Tiger
amazing.
Stadium.
Oh, that's
That's-
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, my mom, the
Yeah.
whole Romero family. They
That's
grew up
awesome.
on Church Street.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
went to school
That's
with
awesome.
Anthony Romero. So
Oh, yeah?
that's
Oh,
one of my
okay.
best
I'd
friends.
stand at the gate and
Yeah.
hand out the free
Yeah,
stuff. My
yeah.
friends, my best friend's grandfather was huge in the
Damn.
stadium. So every weekend we got to go to the stadium, hand out the gift you get when you walk in. The free
Yeah,
stuff, the
yeah.
little
That's
bats, the
sweet.
backpack, all
Yeah.
that.
And
Watch
just
the
to,
game.
just to like the way it looks now compared to like Detroit is always they're stepping up, slow, game and everything. But yeah, that's basically it for me, man. And like I said, here we are doing the podcast and talking about things we love with a passion and trying to give back and supportive for anything. Like you said, there's a lot of things going on, pandemic and all that stuff. So I think this was like the perfect time to do it and to just you know what I mean. So, so everybody's
Yeah.
eyes are open now and everything. So
You know,
that's
I work right down the street from there. I work right there on Trumbull and Abbott. So
Okay.
like I've been home for a little bit over 2 years now, and I have just been watching the development
Yeah,
of
it's amazing.
Corktown, bro. The transition,
Right,
the
right, yeah.
gentrification, everything
And the change is
that's going
awesome.
on.
So I got to be honest with
Go
you.
ahead.
I don't like it.
Yeah, we're
it-
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Big time.
I don't like it because that's not the way it looked like when I was a kid.
Right.
So,
Right.
because and I know this is going to be a hot topic. You got your buddy that's running for. I actually voted for him today, so I voted for Hector.
Hector
Yeah,
Santiago,
so
what's up, dog?
So
Hey.
affordable housing is a big problem in Southwest Detroit, Corktown, and I think
Yeah.
they pushed out a lot of people because you can't afford $2,500 Corktown. You know what I
And
mean?
they got lost over
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
on
so-
Trumbull now. They're like 200
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so that a lot of that stuff.
million.
Unfortunately,
Crazy.
they built a bridge in our backyard. A lot of that stuff. I got to be honest with you. They're trying to push out the Latinos, the Hispanics. People that grew up in the Southwest Detroit area. So I think that's
Yeah.
a huge problem.
But let
that-
me say this: where are they going though? Where are the
they're
people
going to Lincoln Park, Ecorse, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You know what I
They've
mean?
been leaving.
They've been leaving.
Past
They've been
30
living the
years.
city.
I look at it, you know,
Taylor.
me coming home after serving 17 years, I remember what life was like, what the hood was like prior
Right.
to me leaving.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now I come home and I hear, you know, everybody's opinion, perspective about what's going on. The thing about me is I like the idea that I could walk down the street without getting robbed,
No,
shot,
that's
killed,
nice
mugged.
to have a nice
you know
house,
what I'm
but it's got to be
saying?
Yeah.
affordable for our people at the
Mhm.
same time. You know what I mean? There's no reason for them to pay $2,500. How many people are they're gonna move in that house? 15?
Remember
You know what I'm saying?
Latino family services where
Yeah.
where all the kids go and play and all that stuff. There's lofts in there. A friend of mine, DeMarco, shout out to DeMarco. He lives there. I said, "How much are these?" Starting off at 1,400. What? This is 4th Street and what is that? 4th Street and the Boulevard.
Yeah.
I was just blown away by that. Like, so you can afford that.
I don't know, man. I know people in general, the history of people is migration. You know what I'm saying? People migrate, settled for 50 years, 100 years. Next thing you know, they move on. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of our people, yes, they're in River Rouge, they're in Ecorse, they're in Lincoln Park, they're in
Yeah, you
Wyandotte,
have
they're in
those people that are
Southgate,
better-
they're everywhere. So I
bettering
feel
themselves.
like your situation, your
So can I ask
conditions
you a question?
have improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Question,
yeah.
I'm not gonna interject, 'cause I know this is your floor, but for all the time that we had this plan or this area, what did we do to progress it? Why are they making these
question.
changes now? Okay, why are we defending it now when we had it all the time?
Mhm.
You get what I'm
That's a
saying?
good point.
A lot of
Absolutely.
people coming in like
Mhm.
gosh, what was his name from the Cleveland Cavaliers? Dan,
Oh, Dan
not-
Gilbert.
Dan
Dan Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he started a lot of that, buying buildings downtown and buying a lot of I mean you never really don't know who's buying all.
Mm-hmm.
It started for me like in Verner. I mean I remember early 2000s doing my brother-in-law who had an awning company and we would drive down Verner 25th Street just to give you an idea, and he would be like, that's where all the money is going to be. This is 2001, buying all this real estate, and now you see
Mm-hmm.
going all the way down to Port Town. I don't know who's buying it, but it looks beautiful. But once
Right.
again, like you said,
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
being
look at
pushed out.
the
Everybody's
DHTC.
Yeah,
seeing
they're
afford
We're the
to go to a
last
restaurant
Latino-owned
and pay
business organization,
$100 for a
anything
plate.
left in Corktown.
Yeah.
Is the Detroit Hispanic Development
Right.
Corporation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're not selling. They're not, you know what I'm saying, doing any of that. You know, that is, for the people, by the people.
right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So tell them a little bit about who you are, where you from.
I'm Tori Rochelle, aka Savage Kitty, born and raised east side of Detroit. I was a teenage mom at a very young age. I had my son at 15, moved out, was on my own after that. I've been an entrepreneur since that day, like probably even before that. But since I'm a hustler, So there's just so much about me. It's like when people say, "What do you do?" It's like, what haven't I
Right.
done? Right?
Everything.
I could easily tell you what I haven't done and what I have. I mean, between owning 4 dispensaries, I was, I had my own certified life coaching business, which I still do that also. I did freelance makeup artistry, theater, green screen. I worked for Fox 2 for a little while. When I did that, I sold sex toys as well. I pimped a couple girls. It is what it is. I was, I got thrown
I'm
into
up here with a bunch of players,
Listen, I
man.
got
Nothing but
thrown-
pimps and players from the Himalayas.
Listen, I got okay. For the people in the back, no. I moved out young, so I had to learn. how to get that bag.
Yeah.
I got put into the bar and the strip club industry very young, the sex industry young, but I knew I didn't want to take off my clothes. I didn't want to do that. I tried the stripping thing. It wasn't for me. But I saw girls who really were really bad at it. And I was like, ooh, I can help. And I can make money off of you. Come here, baby girl.
Okay,
You know what I'm
then.
saying? And do your makeup and get you all the way right. So, I instantly fell into that role.
Capitalize on that.
You got to do what you If you don't know how to be a hoe, right, let me show you. Let me help you. Let me help you, baby girl. We can both do this together, and I can get your license straight for you. I can get your
You can be a
kid.
certified hoe.
Listen, we can get your kid back. Yes.
Certified
Baby, I can
2021.
help you get custody of your children back. Let me show you. And then my biggest job, on top of a mother, was a special needs mother. I had a son who God rest his soul, R.I.P. Diesel, Zach Diesel, who recently passed away, 21
Man, I'm
years
sorry to
old.
hear
He had
about
a
that.
terminal illness, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So for 21 years of life,
Coming up
I've
on
been a
1 year.
nurse. It's coming up on 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah. A matter of fact, today's the 4th. Today's 10 months.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, I've been a nurse. I mean, you name it. Like, if something happens, you're going to want to grab me because
Man, you
I'm going
wear
to be able
many
to.
hats,
Yeah.
many
Like,
hats,
many
many
there's
titles.
times where my son's like, you need to put gastric surgeon on your resume now because there's just so many things that I've done. And now, with podcasting, and it's still every day I'm life coaching everyone I know. And now, we're about to launch our own shows as well, and then I'm launching my own brand, which is thesavagekitty.com. It'll be launched in the next week. SavageKitty.com. And those are just some other things that aren't on our merch site, which you'll actually be able to get some of those as well on our merch site. But I'm selling a few other things because even though I'm savage, I'm still spiritual. And you can be spiritual and say fuck a lot, right? It's okay. Like you just can. It is what it is. So I'm selling some things.
That's your spirit expressing itself.
Exactly. So there's going to be basically merch on there that's going to say, those things that everybody's thinking, but they still want, like be fucking legendary, things like that on your shirt. Positive things. And then also I'm going to be having, candles and certain things that are going to have like crystals in them, but it's going to be like stuff to, for the spiritual savages out there.
That's sweet.
Yeah, spiritual
That's
gangsters.
dope. I love the way
So,
that you guys you guys break down all the barriers, build
then-
all the bridges.
Yeah, and then on top of it, so my business partner who is sitting in the background over here, shout out to Michelle.
Okay, then Michelle, what up, though?
Okay, she's my she getting it right. You see her on her laptop,
I see
always
she
working
taking care
hard.
of business for sure. She's
she's my
definitely working.
administrative end right there. So me and her are also working on our nonprofit. Which I didn't even touch on our nonprofit, but we're working on our nonprofit for the homeless, and we are going to open transitional houses, and we'd like to rehabilitate them, get them working, teach them different skills. It's a huge epidemic, not only in Detroit but also in Arizona, and these are people who need guidance and second chances, and we really just want to give back to the community, and we're givers. We're all givers, so
Man, this homelessness, it's like become common, very common. Like they have communities of homeless
she
people
runs
now.
programs in Phoenix, and so she just when I met her, it was just a no-brainer. I was like, where have you fucking
And they're getting younger. The people are getting younger though.
and the drugs and there's
with the
certain
pandemic,
things.
man, that opened up a whole new.
So like when so me and my
Just
wife,
so much.
we went to Vegas to get married, and we were like, we were on the strip, and I mean, this Vegas is worth, what is it worth? Everything, and like you got right in front of the Bellagio, like just people lined up, just
Tents.
sleeping, and I'm like, it's crazy. I look this way, and you have billions of dollars worth of casinos, and then sitting right in front of it, you have the poverty, the lowest, and then it's
Vegas
like,
doesn't stop building.
it's just how they just exist together, rich and poor. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Poverty and wealth.
California are now building little houses for the homeless.
Yeah, little
And
houses.
it's a bed and wash up and everything.
I swear, bro, I wanted to get like a moving podcast because I wanted to interview some of these people. Because
I got a buddy that's actually interviewing homeless people.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And it's something that I wanted to do with Jose, where we just go out, probably throw him $10 and say, hey, tell me a little bit about how you
Write
got
that
to
in
where
the
you're
notes,
at today.
Michelle.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm still down. I'm in Detroit, so maybe we can up and I could do that with you.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I just, the
Anything
thing
to
about
help.
it is I've got such a big heart. So everybody that I seen that seemed to be suffering, I wanted to be able to aid and assist them in some form or another.
gotta knock it out one at a
But
time.
this shit done became
That's
a
why,
hustle though, bro.
but
They
this is
got
the
the
thing,
whole
that's why I
family,
said I
the
really-
kids, they got everybody
Yeah,
out there. It's part of a
everybody.
gig now. I'm like, you just hustling me now. You know what I'm saying? You working on my little heart. You know what I mean?
Pulling on your heartstrings. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then the whole time you playing roles, you living better than me and shit. You know, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that is out there.
Yeah, and then we also
They waving and shit at
we
you.
started
and-
our own nonprofit
For her
organization for my son and my son's
Oh,
name, the Zach
that's
Diesel
so
Foundation. And it's my son was very big. Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Basically, your body doesn't produce dystrophin. It's the glue that holds your muscles together, right? Your entire body is a muscle, down to your lungs, your heart, your eyes, all of that. So when those things go away, your independence goes away. So I'd like to see that our foundation helps children like him to keep their independence, whether it's, hey, I'm $500 short on getting a ramp on my front of my house, because that ramp means that that child can get out and go outside. Even if it's just to sit in his wheelchair outside, he can get outside. Hey, I need some money towards down payment for our wheelchair van, because now I can't go in the family car with my family because now I'm wheelchair bound, right? Even if it's, hey, a mother is about to get her electricity shut off. Well, her child's entire life depends on electricity, from his hospital bed to his feeding tubes to his all of that, and we all know that some people live check to check, and that one electricity bill could shut your whole life down if you can't pay it. So yeah, we just
Man, that's so dope. That right there, that's doing God's work for sure, man.
That's what we're put here for.
You know, people don't understand, the things that go on in people's lives, if you
They
just
don't.
hearing that story, you know what I'm saying, makes me more grateful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for everything. Fingers,
Everything.
toes, eyes,
Just being
ears,
able,
life.
I always said, just being able to wipe your own face and to do, when something like that happens to you. And my son, but he was completely paralyzed by 13. So from 13 to 21 were his hands. We were everything. Even
That's
like if
deep.
his nose is itching. I said, I challenge everybody to take one day and try not to raise your hands and touch.
Wow.
Just try for one day when an itch happens, right?
Just making
It'll
me want to
make
say
you-
it. Just making
right.
me want to scratch
I
up
know,
just
right?
saying that.
Exactly. And it really makes you appreciate life. And some people, I've had people come to me, are you really that grateful? Are you really this? I said, you don't understand. Absolutely. I live from a place of gratitude and a place of love, because I know what it's like to have things that are minuscule to people be taken from, and people just take for granted. Life's short, so when you're here, you have to figure out what, I always say that the two most important days is the day you were born and the day you figure out what your purpose is,
Yeah, you're right.
because you need to leave a legacy for the next, and you have to make change no matter what it is. And it might not seem big to you, but somebody wants your gift. Like we all have a gift here, right?
Might save up one life.
One life.
don't
If
even know.
if your story and your struggles can help the next person, that's your job
Yeah,
to give them
right.
that gift.
Bro, this podcast has done, I don't know how many people
Right,
already
I bet.
have come here. I've seen them later. They've called, they've texted and
Right.
said, bro,
Yes.
thank you.
Isn't that
You
such
know,
a great
thank
feeling?
you. Man, it's a one. That's how I say,
It's
God, thank you.
incredible.
That's how I know
You
I'm
never
on
know,
the right
and I would
path.
like to say,
You know
you
what I'm
never
saying?
know where it might come from or who might come from. The one little pick me up or
That
comment,
one-
or the being
yeah.
kind, complimented. I mean,
Just
you
being
know.
here this week, people that watch us or view us, or that I maybe didn't even know, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe seen here and there, coming up to us and saying,
The
"Oh my
love.
God, I love you guys. You
crazy.
guys, you don't know me,
Yeah.
but I'm your friend
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
head, and you really have got me through some things. I love how you and Drake and Alex
right.
are so like knit, and you guys just flow,
Yeah.
and it makes me feel so great because I know that we're doing what we're meant to do, and like. That's
yeah, and it was
what we're
crazy
supposed to
the
do.
way
We're
our
a team.
Chemistry, just a real quick backstory, because when we started, Dreak was like, told me about Tori, and she's thinking about doing her podcast eventually, so she wants to come on. I was like, we need a woman's perspective.
knows.
No, I was like, come on.
Yeah, listen.
Go ahead.
So I saw he posted your guys' equipment, right? And I had
Right.
just bought all this equipment, and I was still like in my head,
Right,
and I was
right.
like, okay, who's gonna be my host? So I messaged him, and I'm like, oh, you're doing a podcast too, right? And he's like, yeah, me and my cousin. I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I saw like a couple weeks later, y'all had your first episode, and I was like, oh my God, you're already doing it. And I just had a lot of shit like happen, right?
Right.
So he's like, oh, you should come on and be a guest. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll come on and be a guest. It'll get me kind of warmed
Right,
up. And
right.
that's awesome. So I come on and be a guest. And then after, I was like, how do you do? He's like, you did great. Everything was awesome. It was good, this and that. You should be a guest again.
Everybody loved her. Everybody loved her.
So-
and I was like, he was like, I told him, he didn't say no. I just said, bring her, let's ask her if she wants to be on it all the time. So we need that woman's perspective.
I
And
said,
so it
okay.
it
I was
worked
like,
out.
yeah, okay, guest again. Sure. And he's like, every Saturday at 9. I
I
go,
was like, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
oh.
yeah.
I
That's
go,
a big
I go,
commitment.
I go, is Alex
Yeah.
okay with it? He's
Hell
like,
yeah.
Alex said yes, ask you.
My
And I
thing
go,
is,
oh, okay.
my thing is, I'll go back about another extra year because it's been a lot more time than so. When the women's movement and everything was going on. And like I said, I'm a big sports guy. I'm a big Ronda Rousey. Like, I'm all about the women. Serena
Shout
Williams.
out to Ronda Rousey. Call me.
And so I just was one day, I told my daughter, I said, women are they're about to take everything over. You know, I mean, you had Hillary or Clinton running and stuff, like all these women were they're tired of this shit. So I love it.
As they should.
I'm all for women with, you know, like I said, you know, just in any fashion. So,
Bro, women are
and I
just
told my daughter,
amazing
it's
humans,
coming.
bro.
The world doesn't know it.
We're the
So
portal to
I'm
light.
always for whatever. I was like, bring her on. She balances us out, keeps us on our toes and shit. And yeah, I mean, the chemistry it's been amazing.
We have fun.
Bro, we couldn't do
We have
half
fun.
the shit
We have
do,
fun.
bro.
I be making
In
Alex
motherhood,
blush a
giving
little bit.
birth, going through cycles,
I turned brick red.
hollering,
You know what?
raising kids
I
on
love-
their own, bro, having a job.
I
I mean,
love being
bro.
the butt of the joke if it'll put a smile on somebody else's face. Because
Right.
my father was like that, and I got those in my genes. And we want to be under. My number one thing was, I told my cousin, I said, I just want to be able eventually to do a foundation or something and give back. You know what I mean? And I had lost my father at the time, and my dad was a good worker, hard worker, but you know, like a lot of people in the hood, no matter whether it's Southwest Detroit or Compton, I mean, we deal with, you know, with drinking and all these other things, liquor stores on every corner type deal and all that. So I want to do foundation, and unfortunately, you know, when her son passed, that was like you said, it was like, okay, well, that has to be our first foundation. So baby steps, man. But my whole point is, I wanted to make sure that we give back and give back, be entertaining, and
I tell people all the time, we're all sources of power.
We really just want to be a movement.
Yeah, I mean, you're moving it.
Yeah.
You're moving things. You can move the world.
We're
you can move
solid.
mountains with the power of palabra, of your word.
Absolutely.
You know, we are sources of power. We have knowledge. We have intelligence. You know, we can empower. We can motivate. The same way we could build, we could destroy.
We are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
look, and just like real quick, I came up off the top of my head. Keep it simple. Word on the street cares about being positive first, entertaining second, and inspiring third.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. So
That's dope, man. I mean, that's a big commitment. You know what I mean? And I know the
It
work
is.
that goes into it. But
Yeah.
not only that, but being able to find a balance. Because just to say, hey, I'd like to have a woman's opinion in
Right,
here,
right.
you know, you got to get the right woman. Somebody
like
who's
I
going to
said, yeah, like I
vibe,
always
somebody
say.
who's going to be able to connect, somebody who's going to be able to be honest. You know
there's
what
a
I'm
billion
saying?
podcasts out there, like I always say. So as long as we're real, and like I said, you got to give something back. You know what I mean? You will stand out. You know, and I feel like we all stand out together in a great way. So it works, man.
That's
I love
dope,
it. I
man.
can't wait to
I'm
see
happy to
where
have
we-
you guys
where we
here.
go, and I appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
here.
Yeah,
Thanks
no
for
doubt
having
about
us
it,
here.
man,
We're
for
so
sure.
excited to be
It's
here.
been-
So yeah, I guess, you know, we all have our own backgrounds, and
Right.
I know you were behind bars, so congratulations
Yes.
in making
Thank you,
that.
bro.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate
Yes.
that.
Sometimes you got to crawl
Sure,
through
man.
shit to come out clean. You know what I mean? So
Come out shining.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But like she was saying, that the biggest thing is to find your purpose.
Right.
And you never know
Yeah.
where you're gonna find it. You never know who you gotta lose,
my
what you
purpose
gotta
was
lose.
I was
Yeah.
trying to be a porn star, but it never happened. So
Right. Yeah, you gotta know,
Yeah, no.
no, I couldn't play sports. That was a rap. I was like, but I got a big ass mouth, and I love talking sports. So
You know, when you're going through
know?
the shit, you don't realize that this is these are chapters of your story that you're going to use to educate and treat and teach other people how to survive them.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's your blueprint to survival. And some people, you know, I would get people a lot of times, with my son having a terminal illness and all the things that came along with it and how bad it really was, I would get one or the other. I would get, oh my God, how do you do it? And I would say, wait, how don't you do it? Right? I don't have an option. Failure is just not an option. It's never an option for me. It's never a B, C, D down the line. Or I would get people that said, oh my God, and they mean it in the most humble way possible, but they're like, man, I look at your life and I think, what the fuck am I complaining for, right? And some people, their delivery wasn't the best, right? And it's like, I understood what they meant, even though they're like, I feel bad for you, right? But I always said, if I could be somebody else's pity party and they could look at me and be like, oh, I need to be grateful. Stop fucking complaining. Or if she can beat that, then why am I bitching about the trivial things in life? Then I did my job, right? And don't get me wrong,
That's inspirational.
It is. And there was days where I'm having a shitty day and I'm like, I need to find somebody with a worse life than mine right now. I need to go. And I would say it. I'm like, fuck, I need to find somebody with a shittier day.
All you gotta do is go on Facebook.
Right. And I would do it.
When they're up and running.
But that's my gift, you know, and that's my light, and we all have it. It's just a matter of turning it up and don't
It's
dimming
about
it
knowing
down.
how to utilize it. You know,
Yeah.
I tell people use me, but don't abuse me.
Hey,
and it's the same
I
with
like
power.
that.
You know
I
what I
like
mean?
that.
Actually,
It's got to be
I like
distributed.
to be used and abused.
Yeah, right.
I don't know about you. I like to be used and abused. But also,
Like, sign me
when is,
up.
I know you're going to be celebrating your 1-year anniversary. When is it?
Tomorrow, bro. Tomorrow. 1-year anniversary.
Are you gonna have
Thank you.
That's so awesome.
Are you going to have Jose dress up and jump out of a cake? What are you doing?
He's gonna put Karen's dress on.
Hey, listen, man. It's
Or
just
we're going to have
crazy.
Dan
It's
jump out of a
crazy.
cake. What do you want to
Yeah,
do?
Dan
That's
can
so
jump out of a cake
exciting.
for sure.
It's such an accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely. And then during a
So
pandemic,
do
you
you guys
got to
know
think
what
I
number
came
you are?
home.
Because I know
Yeah.
you don't number yours. You know what number you are?
On episodes, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Round it
Honestly,
off.
I haven't counted them, bro.
You can.
We're gonna have to find time to go
Yeah.
back and do that and check that
Yeah.
out. Because it's a lot of episodes. You do it every
Right,
Monday
right.
for a year
Just keep
straight.
going.
you know
Yeah,
what
it
I
really
mean?
Adds
is.
up,
That way
yeah.
you can do your 100th episode and make it bit, you know.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's epic. That's history. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
make
call
it that far.
So we all decided you're going to jump out of a cake.
With
100
Karen.
episode
With
and
Karen.
wear a dress.
I'm gonna
With Karen.
call her.
What's up, caller? Talk to us.
Hello?
What's happening? What's going on, caller?
What's up, man? My name is Jason calling still. I want to big shout out to my brother Dreak sitting there. Alice. I met this girl that was for me this weekend at Quarter Pocket. My brother, I am actually part of your family. I'm over there from 17th Street.
What? Okay, then. What up, cuz?
Shout out to STEM. What's up, brother?
My grandfather passed away 2019, rolled over. Still fortunate that my grandmother around. You know, the COVID stuff and like you said, the homeless and the you know, the pandemic stuff, you know, it knocks people's hearts, you know.
Yes.
You know, and right now, you know, we're getting one of those cities that don't really care about our homeless. We're one of those cities that are overlooking it because of the fact, like they said earlier in the podcast, this money thing. A lot of them are about this money thing, collecting $2,500 for a studio where you just got a toilet, which is in your front room, your bedroom is your front room, and your little ass kitchen. And there was a time over on 17th Street by the Honeybee Market where you can buy, where I was born and raised at over there, 17th Bagley, you know, 18th St. Anne, my whole family's over there still.
Oh, Bagley boy, huh?
Where you was able to get a whole house. It might be 5, 6 bedrooms, $600. You could barely rent an apartment for under $1,000 here in the hood anymore. And that's what they want. And like you said, it you know, I'm not saying it started off that way because it started off as they're coming in, okay, they're going to give money to help out. Yes, I love seeing my community coming back up. Like you know, I did some time, me and my brothers, you know, back in the 90s, we did some dumb shit. You know, we was out there banging and we all got in trouble for that shit. So now we trying to change things around. You know, rest in peace to my brother DJ Son OG. And we still carry on behind the scenes his legacy of doing the Secret Santas. We still looking out for people, but we have to do it through a third person party because of who we are. And I'm gonna say it, I'm an old school cash flow. But when they look at us as still these murderers, these thugs, and everything else. So we have to go through a third person party just to have things done. Because a lot of people don't want nothing from us because of who we are. The stereotype is still there because they're still looking at us like the little punks from the 90s.
My brother.
And we can.
Let me tell you, bro. You see what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I've made all the transitions I needed to do to make it necessary for me to represent myself and everything that I stand for in the most positive manner, no matter who likes it or doesn't like it. But I tell you what, I just started selling hoodies, bro, and everybody from here to there have been supporting me in a major way. Everybody knows my history of being the 2400 North Green Street gangster. Everybody knows where I've been from. I mean, what I've been through and where I'm from, bro. And I'll tell you what, man, it just feels good to have people applaud me. You know what I'm saying? And we're all capable of making them transitions and them changes in our lives, no matter what, bro.
Yes, bro. And right now, Fat Short, we are starting our own little thing. I don't know if we're going to go take the podcast to the fullest, but it's called Family for Life Promotions. But we want to get let's say, that thug exterior off of our name now. We want to be the ones when we do something, we don't want the recognition or anything like that, but we want people to know that you can change and you can come out of some dumb shit and actually be bigger persons than what you give us credit for.
It just requires integrity though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because people they gonna support you. They're gonna want to see you do good. But like, bro, when I was on the yard, I was teaching classes in prison, teaching classes, doing everything positive, and then when I'm leaving classes, I'm selling heroin on the yard. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a
yeah. Trust me, I feel you.
It's a huge conflict of interest, bro. It's like you got to know where you stand. If you're gonna be right, you got to do right. You know what I'm saying? Cause straddling that fence, bro, sometimes it's a big conflict of interest. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, I know. We know exactly what you mean, but at the same time, we, like I said, for a while there, we were doing things, with the third person party, with someone that they would accept everything from. But now we're just like, okay, we're here, we're trying to do better, and we're gonna, do the best to help you. If you don't want our help, that's fine. We're not gonna be mad at you. We're not gonna be mad at you because you don't want help probably from someone like. But you know what? You can't think. People do change. People mess up. Like Enrique just told you, you got to crawl through shit, to shine. And I know we got a lot of work ahead of us, but trust me, we're going to be there. And we're going to be at that point sooner or later where we're not going to be looked upon as these guys we were when we were 16, 17 years old, fighting the RICO Act, beating the RICO Act, still having to do prison time, still having to do this, still having to do that. But those are things that we chose to do. And now, we don't want to be looked upon as that anymore. And if you choose things to look upon us, that's your ignorant negativity, not noticing the change that is coming on within people. But it's okay for people to change. It is. It really is. And if you can't accept that someone can actually change, and then you're a fucking dumbass.
My man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
No problem, man. We give everyone love and support. Maybe we can all get together one day and we can do something big for this community and show everyone. Just because, we ran an escort service. We did this, we stripped, we hooked. We did whatever we did, we sold drugs, we thugged it out. People can actually change. And we need to show that to this community because this Southwest community is a very strong community if people believe it or not. People will come together in a heartbeat if someone actually needs the help. And that's the way I was raised. My grandmother ran Hubbard Bouchard forever. And if there was a family in the neighborhood that needed it, the families in the neighborhood itself will come together and here's food, here's clothes for the kids, here's this. And for a long time, people forgot about that integrity, that respect that comes along with all this. And we need to get that respect back into the community, especially within the younger kids, because the younger kids don't even know what respect is anymore.
So what happened to the youth now is that because of all the havoc that we created in the streets, a lot of the upcoming mothers raise their kids, sheltered, very sheltered, so they didn't have to go through the things that we went through. And I understand that mothers' intentions were good, but it did a disservice to the child's growth because so many of the youth have become stagnant in their lives because they don't have social skills. They don't know how to reconnect with people. They're trying to find their place in this world. You know what I'm saying? So, one of the things that changed me a lot was accountability and holding myself responsible for what I've done. One of the things I learned in life is I can't control people. I can only change myself. You know what I'm saying? So as I started to change and change the crowd and the people and the conversation, that's when I started to see my life thrive and everybody around me was moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, I get what you're
It
saying,
all
but even when
starts
we
with
were
the
younger,
conversation.
the guys that was out there in the 80s that was doing this thing, they wouldn't let you act stupid because they knew what respect from. Like my cousin Big Scoop, may he rest in peace. His crew, had all them guys in the Stratford Theater. I mean, you had the dudes out there. I remember the one dude was, I'm gonna say his name, Big Bolo. You'd hear him coming from fucking 5 miles away in that truck. But these guys demanded that you respect everybody you was around because we were shown how to respect. No. You ain't gonna pick up that stick and hit them. You two are gonna put these hands up and you're gonna go at it. A lot of these kids don't have that in them anymore. They'd rather pick up a gun, shoot you, and call it a day. And you're right, the havoc we caused. But like I said, we were kind of like raised by these old school dudes that demanded, you respect these people and you better have this respect. And in the 90s, we still had that respect. We still, even though we caused that havoc, but we still had that respect. Nobody got killed at our Cinco de Mayo parades. Nobody got hurt at our festivals because we said, no, rec centers was off limits. You didn't go in there fighting. You didn't go in there shooting. Nowadays, you don't even have that.
Brother, we're going to have to get together, man, so we can stay in this conversation, man. But thank you. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Much love to you, bro.
Oh, no problem. Much love, Cuzzo, Dreak, Miss Savage, Kitty. Talk to you later, Alex. Hoping to see you guys before you leave tomorrow, my brother. So I'll get with you soon, and thank you for having me on your podcast. I appreciate it. Nothing but love and support, and hope you get, where you need to be.
Thank you, brother. Stay up, man. Much love, fam.
Oh, you guys switch a different mic?
Are we switching the mics? Okay, all right.
Are we paused?
Are we got to shut? Okay.
No.
okay.
It's real everyday people.
Okay.
I be arguing with them like, bro, what the fuck you want me to do, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, but that's what makes it real, though,
Fuck over there.
But that's true what you're saying. Accountability, responsible. You can't control people. I figured that out. Once I got divorced, I couldn't control her anymore. So I understand that.
And it starts with you, man. It starts with you. And it's all about who you surround yourself with. I can't. All them fucked up tracks.
As much as
you control yourself.
Now you want to pick on back up. Well, guess how long it's gonna take you. So it starts with yourself.
Change starts.
As much as I want to be a Jedi and control, I just can't do it. I tried. It didn't work.
Yeah. Tell you what, you're gonna be disappointed every time. You hear me?
But like you said, change starts with you, but the integrity. What everybody else is doing around you, and you could go ahead and make a quick move. You could do this and that. Where's your integrity to yourself and your loyalty to yourself stand? If you really want to make a change, you have to commit to that. And there's gonna be lonely ass days. There's gonna be days where you're like, this fucking sucks, right? But if all change was easy, everybody would be doing that.
I just, I had to value myself more because I used to think the only way I was ever gonna have anything was by selling drugs or robbing somebody the big lick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I'm so much better than that shit though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have what it takes to be able to, provide for myself, my family, my community, and be able to live the dreams. And I've been doing it, bro.
Yes.
Coming home, I have a credit card, I have credit. I have a bank account. My child support got wiped out. Like,
Nice.
Just a lot.
That's a good one right there. That's the one to be proud of.
I grew up in Southwest Detroit, but unfortunately, I didn't go through some of the struggles that a lot of everybody else did. Alex knows. I gotta say, I was probably born with a silver spoon. I played sports. My dad, we played a lot of travel hockey. And I ended up playing semi-pro. So I didn't go through the struggles. I think the longest time I ever served in jail was about maybe 20 minutes. I bailed my own self out. So, I didn't go through those struggles, but I do understand what you're going through and what you've seen. I just never been there. But I have a lot of friends that were locked up or they got shot or they got killed. So,
but everybody's experience is the same,
my experience,
but even those who go to prison, you got some people. Everybody don't come home the way I did.
Right.
A lot of people. You got people. They come home. They got a chip on their shoulder, and they feel like the world owns some.
And then they tell themselves,
and they just
and they go right back.
They come up with resentment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They go
saying?
around the
Back
same
or
people,
whatever.
doing the same things,
So,
all of that.
much love to my family. My biggest mentor idol is my mother and my father. So I can just say, they were my biggest role model. So
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
What was the transition like moving from Detroit life to Arizona life?
It
And
was
shout out to
it was-
Paul Inman. He lives over there in Avondale and Phoenix.
Hey,
Avondale.
Michelle.
I got
Michelle runs Avondale. Shout out
For
to
real?
Michelle, social worker of
Okay,
Avondale.
then. All right, then.
Homeless,
I got my little people out there.
High health program.
So I got to be honest with you. I really had a really hard time because I left in 1990, and at the time, if you guys remember, I know you're a lot younger, but at the time you were still in it and but younger. But there was a lot of gangs, but I was still playing sports and stuff like that, and I didn't do a lot of, you know what I mean? I hung out, I had all the friends, right? I had the counts and flows. I had all those friends, but I just never did. I mean, I'm at the bar and everybody's like, hey, you want to do a bump? And they already know, like, people don't even ask me anymore because I'm kind of a square guy. You know what I mean? I barely drink. Yeah, I just never did. So, it was a big transition for me because I was homesick for a long time. So I would constantly come back. And then I finally moved back and I was like, this place is not the same as I was a child.
Yeah.
So, and then, I eventually met my wife. She was graduated she's from Southwest Detroit. She went to Southwestern. And then she was like, let's, if we're going to have a family, let's go somewhere where we can raise a family. So we ended up moving back to where my mom and dad, they bought a house in like 86. My dad had a vision, right? So he was like, you know what? I want to retire there. I want our family to live there. We traveled all over the world from Florida to Texas to California. And my dad finally said, hey, let's settle in Phoenix. So we actually moved to Northwest Phoenix, or northwest of the valley, which is Peoria. He really fell in love with it, and my dad ended up retiring. My parents are snowbirds; they go back and forth quite a bit. And eventually, in 2004, when I decided to move back to Phoenix, I was like, yeah, this is probably a better place for my daughter. At the time, I had a 3-year-old, and then
Do you live in a Latino community out there?
I don't. It's all white people.
All right.
To be honest with you, I was just looking at some of the demographics of Phoenix. Even though we're so close to the border, I think I want to say it's about 12 to 15% Hispanics. Arizona is definitely typically more racist. It always has been.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember we're in the Wild Wild West.
Fine line.
So with a lot of cowboys, a lot of Trumpers, a lot of people that
Era Powell fans.
a lot of gun fanatics.
Then they said his wife was Mexican. I said, you trying to get rid of every Mexican?
Who's that?
Era Powell.
Oh yeah, no. Who?
What's the name? They locked everybody up, made them wear pink underwear and pink socks and shit.
Sheriff Opile. He's gone now. So then now they got somebody more, easygoing. Or
That
whatever.
guy ruled with iron fist.
Oh yeah, he would.
I said, how dare you deport everybody and then have a Mexican wife?
Yeah, he would.
I'm a
He would.
bitch.
He would.
Slap in the
Like
face.
where you live and where I live down the road from which I just moved from there, but not very far. My area was more Hispanic than his was, but I was in Glendale, the neighboring city, and almost all my neighbors were Hispanic. I was probably the only white. I'm Italian.
And then the Mexican culture out there is different from the Mexican culture here.
They all think that I'm Hispanic, Mexican, Latino, something right? So, and I don't speak Spanish, and that's one of my goals this year is to learn it because living there, you have to, right? And I know what some things mean, but I can't really, I can, but I not, right? So when
I
I
can
would
touch her on
walk up-
Spanish and she doesn't know. So.
Right. And I just see. So, wait, right? And I roll my R's now, so that's good, right? I don't look like, wait, I don't say tortilla, right? I don't say that tortilla, right?
Not
So
a
there's a
tortilla.
difference. Not a tortilla. But I'll walk up
easy
and
to
they'll start
pretend you know how to
speaking
speak
to me in Spanish, and I'm like, 20 on 5, right? And they look at me and go, you know speak Spanish? I'm like, no habla español. They're like, why? You got black hair.
Right.
And I'm
But
like,
that's
fuck.
crazy because I used to go.
I'm like, I'm Italian.
Go out to eat, and my wife, she's half Mexican and half white, but she looks more white. And I would order. Let me get the chicken tacos, and here she's ordering in Spanish, and they looks at
They're
me.
like, wait a
I'm
second. What the fuck?
embarrassing me. That's cool.
I just know like it's just a different culture of Mexican people. Like, our community out here in Detroit, our culture is is mixed with black culture. Black
Oh, yeah.
culture
Yeah. Yeah.
it has influenced
hand
the
in hand.
Latino
I
community
do
in
miss
here.
that.
But
too.
out there, you know, I know
Yeah.
it's different because even when I went to Texas, like I seen all the Mexicans out there, and they were not like the Mexicans
No,
I came up
no.
with. When I lived in East LA, the Mexicans out there were not like the
No,
Mexicans I
no,
came up with,
not at
and I
all.
dealt with a lot of issues with that because they're like,
Right.
"Oh, you talk like you black, you think
Oh.
you black, you want to be black."
Right.
I'm
Or
like,
you
"No,
just-
brother, I'm
No,
from
that's
Detroit.
from
I'm just
Detroit.
as Mexican
Or
as you
just
are,
because you don't-
but I'm influenced by black
Right.
culture.
Or
When I
just
lived in
because you don't
LA, I'm
speak
listening to
fluently,
NWA,
you know?
Ice
Right.
Cube,
They
all
jump-
that,
All that.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just, you know, it was hard.
a
It
little
was
bit
hard to make friends.
Even there, they said to me, "Oh, you're not from here, are you?" And I'm like, is it that noticeable?
Yeah,
Like I can hear it in your voice.
When I said dog or bro,
they're like,
or
you
they're
got
like,
you
"Don't call
got
me
an
your fucking
accent.
dog. Don't call me
You
your
got an
bro." And I'm
accent.
like, "Oh man."
Yeah, it was
It's
a little bit
different.
of a culture
It's
shock.
different.
It was a little bit of culture shock, but
I do
got
like
used
it
to it.
though. Food is
I got used to it. But I got it.
fire.
You know, the biggest thing, you know, she lives in Phoenix. The biggest thing is our weather, right? And that's the reason why I
Yeah.
like it in the wintertime.
Me
it's,
too.
It's 70 degrees in November, dude. I'm not gonna
Damn.
complain.
It's the first time I've worn closed-toed shoes all year. I had to come here and I
This
was
is the first time in a long
wear
time
flip-flops
because I
and
know
tank tops
I know
and
we're
tank
doing a
tops
podcast
all day.
on Friday. And we did Saturday. This is the first time I'm wearing pants.
right.
Damn.
So
Yes.
Shit, we learned that shit when we went to Vegas.
no, no.
Shoes
I'm talking
and
about
clothes.
you
Like,
do our
oh no,
podcast
we're doing
in our-
podcast not
yeah,
underwear.
yeah. Usually we're in our drawers doing it.
Right, we're not
Somebody-
I said to him, I said, "Damn, dog." I said,
We gotta put
"Guys,
some-
we gotta put pants on
Put
this."
some gel on my hair and put a t-shirt on.
Right? I'm like, hurry up, let me look like I'm done from
Yeah,
the
so
waist
this was
up.
our first podcast actually together
Yeah, Hello
on
Kitty
Saturday.
pajamas on.
Well, actually, Friday was our first podcast together.
Right?
Together.
Yeah.
Saturday, now we're doing this, but this is our
In
Oh, it's where you guys are physically
actually
together.
physically
Damn.
together.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we was able to contribute to that.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, what I say, Jose? We breaking down barriers and building
Yeah.
bridges, baby.
Hey.
You
So,
better know it.
Are you jumping out of the cake tomorrow with a dress and a wig? That's all I want to know.
'Cause I don't leave till tomorrow night. I
amount
can
of
be
money I
there.
will.
Oh, there's a price on every.
Jump out of a keg.
Yeah, jump out of the
Yeah.
But
Just
yeah,
to
no,
see
like they
his
definitely-
smile isn't enough payment for you and Karen to make an appearance out of the
you and
cake.
Karen.
I can make an appearance. With
What's
you.
your alter ego's name? We just gotta know.
Smurf?
Smurf. Put a blue suit on you. Man.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Are
listen
you,
though,
are
listen
you
on.
the girl version or Papa Smurf? I gotta
I'm
know.
the papa.
Papa Smurf.
Oh, okay. He said that shit.
But listen
he got
though, man,
deep in his voice.
I just,
he pulled his fucking deep voice out for
Hold on.
that one.
I just want to tell you, man, that you know, I appreciate that you've been on this journey with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
great.
tomorrow's a year for us working together, bro. You know what I'm saying?
all
It's
love, man.
it's been a
Yes.
roller coaster.
Thing, bro. That's awesome.
You know, but as men, we've had to learn how to communicate with each other. You know what
He
I'm
loves
saying?
you, not in a gay
He
way.
loves
either.
you.
Yeah.
You know,
No homo.
you know,
No homo.
we've had to iron out some wrinkles, bro.
And
you know what I'm
homo's okay,
saying?
too.
But I'm glad that at the end of the day, man, we still here, we still standing, we
That's
still
great.
progressing, we
Congratulations,
evolving,
guys.
we
Yes.
moving
And it's just
forward.
the start,
That's
man.
how we
You know,
feel
like,
about each other
just
too.
the
I'm
start.
so
Yup,
grateful
yup.
for these.
And now, I mean, look where we
together.
at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yup,
Like,
yup, yup.
you know, we got the squad up here. Where on the
Right?
street is?
Hey.
Word on the street.
And I love, you know,
Coming in hot.
Hell
real
yeah.
people every day. I love that, man.
That's what
what
it's
it's
Yeah,
about.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Yo.
It's an honor, guys.
Awesome.
Really.
So what?
Thank you
so
for
what's
having us.
next
It really is
for
awesome.
El Nino?
Shit,
Are
bro.
you gonna? Is it a porn star? What is it? Tell me.
No, no.
He's like, I just recently got married.
Yeah, I got
Don't say
married,
it.
man.
She's
I can't-
watching.
Oh, she's watching. Believe that, though.
That she should
No, it's
be.
all love, though, man.
It's
You know, my
okay.
baby knows what she got. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I just want to stay focused, man. I just want to win. I feel like I owe that to myself.
Right.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I deprived myself of so much life and opportunity by walking, you know, by dancing with the devil. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And now I just,
Right.
you know, figured out what I'm capable of, what I can do,
And it feels-
and continuously investing in
feel
myself,
amazing, man.
educating myself, learning, bonding, building, breaking ties, picking things up, putting
Right.
things down. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, you know, if I die tomorrow, man, I'm gonna die a happy man.
Right,
Just
right,
because
right,
I know
right.
that, you know, I did my best, bro. I appreciate love and I'm grateful, you know, more
Yeah.
than ever. You know what I'm saying? Because like they say, you never know what you got till you ain't got it no more, bro.
Right.
You know,
That's real
so
talk right there.
you know, I just, you know, I know, you know, the purpose is there, the meaning, the mission, it's all there, but I just need to incorporate the checks. You know what I'm saying? I need
Right.
somebody to cut the check, bro. You know what I mean?
It'll be there.
It's coming.
You
It'll
want me to
be
write
there.
your check right now or not?
Hey,
No.
we accept all
I gotta be-
sponsorship and
I gotta be honest,
donations.
I don't have
I like
to I'm out.
Half female.
If you
Damn.
want the check to be 001 or how do you want the check?
Silly.
Hey, it's a start, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Donations.
Don't ever.
Yeah,
So
hey,
before
before we wrap this up, I don't know what our time is, but I want to definitely give a shout out to Rob Courtney,
Yeah.
Ashley
Yeah.
Foundation,
The AshleyRoseFoundation.org.
Yep.
So Ashley Rose Foundation, let's start here. Robert Courtney's wife, Ashley, their family was stricken by COVID. And so his wife is still a warrior, and she's fighting for her life right now in the hospital.
60 days
Yeah,
almost
we're
in the
just under
hospital.
60
The
days.
COVID's gone.
COVID's gone, but she,
more different
there's
complications.
complications due to it. So during that time, Robert Courtney started a foundation in her name, and the Ashley Rose Foundation operates as a platform to help individuals
mosquito.
dealing with sudden illness, to provide financial and emotional support while navigating the scary roller coaster ride during that time. So basically, it's an organization, and I kind of hold this dear to my heart too, because my son was in the hospital a lot, and there was so many times where afterwards I thought to myself, my God, I just spent 4 months in the hospital. I could have lost everything. I met families in the ICU who literally are staying there with their children, and they're like, we got evicted, we lost our house, we had to sell our car. We're living, we got the Ronald McDonald House as our home right now because we have to stay with our child. And I was so grateful that I had such a support system and that I put things in place, because unfortunately my son was diagnosed at a very young age. So I had, as fucked up as his disease was, I had a heads up to know what was coming. Right. A lot of people don't get that heads up. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that they're going to have a heart attack. They're going to get sick by COVID. They're going to get hit by a car. Their breadwinner is now in a coma, right? And you got a mom trying to feed 5 kids and hold it together, and she's been holding the house together, and what does she do? So that's what the Ashley Rose Foundation is about. So if you go to AshleyRoseFoundation.org, you can also go to their website and their Facebook page, and you can tell your story, because he wants you to share your story so that you can give other people hope. Mm-hmm. And they can read it and say, okay, they did it, and this is giving other people hope. I'm not alone. Yeah. So
and the outpouring for it, I mean, like within this week, man, was just mind.
And you can also get their shirt to support if you hashtag trust the process.
Oh, that's
this
so
is something between them that she would.
This is
that she just.
They always used to say it in their household.
He's a marketer.
He's a marketing,
Trust the process,
and she owns her own salon, and she just launched her salon during the pandemic, the beginning of the year, right? So this was always something that they shared. Their kids were doing stuff, and she's like, trust the process, trust the process. And now that term has really become real life.
It's powerful. It's powerful.
So you can also go there, and whatever shirt you buy, you can get a Trust the Process t-shirt, and it goes straight to the foundation to help families like theirs, and like my family and others, so many that are going through those things.
I've always learned that God works to people through people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So,
you say that again.
we responsible for ourselves, for our family, our community. We responsible for the power that we possess, how we distribute it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
energy transfer is a very powerful
It just
thing.
feels good.
Even with the podcast, you guys have a lot of responsibility for the content you put out, the way you connect with society, with your community.
We take that
the
very
good, the bad, the
seriously.
ugly. You know,
we joke a lot. We talk shit. We say a couple of things that make a few people blush. But when it comes down to it,
Sorry,
right?
I'm the culprit.
Right.
Yeah, he be trying to squeeze stuff out of me. I'm like, hold on, bro. I'm on a team. I'm a co-host. I'm not a guest. I don't even have so many stories in my pocket.
But we take our platform seriously, because we know that people turn to us, they look at what we say, they listen, and again, we can share our gift, our experiences. All of our experiences are our gift.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Good, bad, ugly, and amazing. They're all our
They
gift.
call it a positive platform.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, because it was like I would go through things in my life and it just didn't make sense until 3 to 5 years later when I'm starting to see the pieces come together, or I'm giving somebody some advice,
and you're like,
I'm like, damn, the only reason I knew that, I feel like I went through the shit I went through just to meet you.
That light bulb moment, that aha moment, that I call them God winks. You're like, fuck. that happened, and now I understand why it had to happen. You know, yeah.
I don't know, man. I just love that my life makes sense, because it was a point in time where I didn't know which way to go. I didn't know
Same.
what direction I was headed. I couldn't even
throw in
think
that
straight,
towel.
see
Same.
straight. You know, I didn't know
Right.
whether to lead or follow, or
Right.
you know, and it was just like
lost.
you know,
You know,
It happens.
and you know what's crazy is some of the biggest transitions that I made was in the hole, being in a hole by myself, and just
Rock
searching
bottom.
for answers,
Thinking,
searching for
man.
life, searching for air, searching for, you know, and I had to do a lot of
The fact
internal
that
work,
I'm
bro.
sure you did
A lot of soul searching.
soul searching and thinking.
I've
And
been
some
there.
people come out of that like they go right back to like, no, I'm gonna get my money this way, and
You
this,
know-
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And we
So
like
that
a book.
shows you
We got
how
so many
how much
chapters.
character
Right?
you have and always had. So
I would say don't go back to a
love it.
chapter you've graduated from.
Yeah.
So I can't sell pussy anymore? I'm just wondering.
This guy.
I don't know.
guy.
not
No, Mighty Jane Swift, folks.
platform.
I'm just
Hey,
wondering.
as long as they're certified, huh?
Certified. There's
Well, you
legal
gotta get
ways
them
to do that. We
certified
can go to
first.
Vegas and do that.
Look, you gonna be your first clientele
I'm
right
not
there.
saying
You're
you
gonna be your
can't.
first customer.
Hey, you know what?
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just
You know, I
saying
have
that there's
no,
legal
I
ways.
no, I get it. No, I'm working on a lot of stuff. Definitely with the podcast. You know, hopefully my book comes out soon. It's going to be called Pimps, Hoes, and Subs, because I had a Subway franchise, so I thought that would be good. I cannot use Subway, so I got to say Pimp, Hoes, and Subway. Pimps, Hoes, and Subs. And then I'm also working on hopefully finish this fucking this fucking TV show that I've been working on forever. It's called The Driver, so it's based on the driver that used to drive for the escorts, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm gonna play the stuntman as the
Yeah.
driver since
So
I
definitely, I you know I got
Play a
the I got the
hoe.
first I got the first episode ironed out. Just
Can I get mad at the show?
sure, you can be whatever you want, and we're gonna have you. We're gonna
That's the muscle.
yeah, right there.
Make Jose the muscle.
Hey,
So yeah,
wanna
so I'm just
collect-
working on a lot of stuff. Hopefully
be the
Netflix
house mom.
returns my emails. I don't know. See what happens.
Let me get you
Yeah.
right. girl.
I don't know,
need you to
man.
go
A lot
wipe
of
that
people
up.
been
You gotta-
wanting me
you
to
got
get
shit
with
to do.
White Boy Rick, man. They want me to
White
get
Boy
White
Rick.
Boy Rick on the show, man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see
get him
what
on
we
the
can
show.
do.
My mother's a really
I just
good
seen
friend
a
of his
billboard
mom.
up with White
Yeah.
Boy Rick coming
I got his
out with
number.
a
You want his
movie or
number?
book. You got his number.
I got his number. Yeah, I got his number.
My mom's really good friends with his mom. I'm really good friends with his sister too.
Man, I would love to.
Yeah,
You've
they're
been all
great.
over.
I would love
They're
to.
a great
You've been all over
family.
doing
My
some good
mother
things,
and
too.
his mother worked together years ago
Yeah.
downtown Checker Bar and Grill. Shout out to Checker Bar and Grill.
Damn.
I used to go there and cause havoc in the back when I wasn't supposed to be there. But yeah, they worked together. Yeah, and so I'm good friends with his sister. I've worked with his niece. They're really a
I
good
don't
family.
know what he could
you know,
say
his sister.
on a podcast or a radio. Is I mean, I don't know if
Well,
he signed
I mean,
any
with the
disclosures
movie
and stuff. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
even like his sister said, you know, the
But
other
it-
day she had said it. It was the anniversary of their father's. I think it was his birthday, and he's deceased now. God rest his soul. And she just said, you know, there was times where she was really upset about the movie because they depicted their family and they put them in a certain light, and
Yeah.
their dad and all that different than what they were. And their
Right.
dad was very close knit. He, you know, vacations and camping and loving and giving and you know, the things that they didn't show in the movie. So
Right.
she was kind of hurt by that, but she made this really heartfelt post and you know, said all those things. And it was amazing because I was blessed to be in their presence for years and to, you know things about them that other people may have, you know,
So what do you
judged
think
them
about
for.
the latest show that's on Showtime, BMF, Black?
Man, I
don't
can't
even know
Yeah, what do you
I
think
can't
of
even
that?
watch it. You
Have you
haven't
watched
watched
it
it?
yet?
I'm saying no. I'm saying I can't wait to watch the second episode's supposed to come on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
what
When
do you
does it
think so
come
far?
on?
I think it was on Sundays. Yeah. What do you think about it?
I like it, bro.
Yeah.
I like it. You know, I like that. You know, it identifies and acknowledges River Rouge and Ecorse.
Right.
and
Yeah,
because I know
Southwest.
that's your
Yeah.
that's your
You know,
hook.
yeah,
So I
that's-
want to blast 50 cents right now. So if you're listening,
Oh shit.
I'm gonna
Here
blast
we
50
go.
cents. You cannot show Detroit with a Sabrett hot dog stand in the first episode. There is no Sabrett.
That New York bull.
Yeah, there is no Sabrett in Detroit. I just shout out, tell him 50 cents. Get it right. That's all I'm saying.
Because I heard they did a lot of filming in Atlanta. They did a portion of it in Detroit.
No, but he had a Sabrat's hot dog stand.
Right.
There's
Oh,
no Sabrat.
He called me. He's like, that's not in Detroit.
Yeah. So I'm telling 50 cents, get it right. That's all I want to say.
Oh, man, you heard it.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, man, I just want to keep growing. We want to get up out of here. We want to get us a building, get us a storefront, get a commercial building, and go from there, bro. You know what
It's
I'm saying?
coming.
There you go.
Go collect it.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't
Hey,
no
real
doubt.
quick, before we're done, I just want to say thank you again for for inviting us and then for letting us talk about the Ashley Rose Foundation
Yeah.
because favorite for a favorite man, Robert Courtney. I talk about all the time. He was there for me, bad time, and any way I can help him and anything he got his finger on, I'm going to do that till my last breath. So thank you again,
That's
and
dope, bro.
happy birthday to my daughter who turned 17.
Happy
today.
birthday,
Yay.
Mima.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Mima.
We're gonna try to bring her and get her on the show, but it's probably best that she doesn't,
Yeah,
out of
well,
foreign talk. But
right.
but
You got a rubber doll.
she's 17, so it's
She knows
can't-
I'm crazy.
You can't, yeah.
She knows I'm
It's all
crazy.
good, and she loves them. It's all love. But
Yeah.
but happy birthday to
She
my
knows
daughter.
I'm
Love
crazy.
you, Amaya, and like I said, thanks for having us on, man.
Man, it's
Yes, thank you
definitely
so
an
We'll do it,
honor.
and we'll be doing it again.
We're gonna
I'm
come back.
happy. Yeah, definitely.
Or you come to AZ. Y'all come to AZ. I mean that. Yeah.
That's a good
I'm
trip.
just saying.
Yeah.
Just
You know what you got to
always
do
wanna go.
when you want to come? When it is 10 below and it's freezing, it's
Yeah.
freezing and it's snowing,
Christmas.
slush, salt, all that bullshit. Come
Go
and
and
it's
book your
70
flight.
degrees. Guess what?
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
come
book your
I'll still be able to wear Air Force One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna rack up some of my PTO time, man.
There you go.
Yeah, you've been there for a minute. You got some PTO
Yeah,
time.
it just kicks in October 1st.
There you go.
Yeah, there
Congratulations.
it is.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
congratulations on your wedding, man. That's a
Thank
big
you.
thing
Yes.
for you, bro.
Very
Yeah,
much so.
appreciate it, man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Big
on your-
accomplishment, you know what I'm saying?
Congratulations
Absolutely.
on your 1 year anniversary.
Thank you.
I know where you can follow me at Dreak Swift, even on OnlyFans. So if you need to subscribe, you can.
Ain't you on Pornhub too, or no?
Pornhub,
Not
yeah,
more?
I'm on
Okay.
You can follow.
Let them know where they can find you, where they can tune
Y'all
in,
make
where
my
they can
face
hear
hurt.
you,
I
where they
swear,
can see you.
my cheeks are already big, and I be laughing so hard after our shows. I'm like, my fucking cheeks hurt today. You can follow me, Tori Rochelle, on Facebook, on Instagram at All Beauty All Beast, and The Savage Kitty. That's THEE Savage Kitty on Twitter, and keep an eye out for thesavagekitty.com to drop soon.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, SportsMouth313, and
Hey.
yeah, give me a like or follow.
And also,
Like
you
Shout
can
out.
follow.
Call in.
You can follow, subscribe everywhere on wordonthestreetpod.com. You can get all our merch on Word on the Street.
Buy the hat, buy the hoodie.
Merch.com. Thanks, Eladio. I appreciate it. Thanks
Yes.
for having us.
Did you guys sign the Wall of Fame yet?
We did. I'm
We
sorry,
Oh
man.
man, he took it from me.
Yeah.
It was his to begin with, anyway. Oh well.
We signed our own names, but we didn't actually put word on the street,
Yeah,
so
you
we
can
can put
do
that
that.
on
Let's
there
put the
now.
word on the street
Yes,
out there. Let
let's
them know
do
word of
that.
the street was
Yeah,
in
man.
the
Thanks for
house.
having us, man.
Man, it
It's
was
been a
definitely
pleasure.
an honor, man,
Yeah.
for sure, bro.
Tune in to all our shows. Definitely. Much love to everybody that tuned in. Thanks, Lit Entertainment, for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lit.
And thank you to you,
We're
real
up to one
everyday
other
people.
producer.
Ladio, thank you for having
Yeah.
us so much. And
Thank you.
congratulations on
Yeah,
everything.
thank you. I
And
And all the
appreciate it.
growth to come.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody who tuned in, who's sharing, who's subscribing, who's supporting, man. We appreciate you. We moving forward together. And I had to change the time to 9 o'clock because I'm actually taking a podcast training class right now to cultivate my skills.
Look
Like
at
I
the
said,
love.
trying
Love
to
it.
be the
Love the
best I can
growth.
be.
Yes.
And so I appreciate everybody who's able to make that transition with me to 9 o'clock. I hope it's not pushing too far past your bedtime, man. But I salute y'all, man. Everybody stay safe. Much love, and I'll see you Monday at 9. Bang, bang.
What up, though? It's your girl, Stephanie Bennett.
And you're in the mix with DJ Pup on Lit Music Entertainment.
DJ Outcast in the mix. Pasa la palabra.
We got the marker somewhere. Okay, we got a variety of colors. We gonna let Savage Kitty go ahead and tag the wall up with the word on the street represent for him. Thank you to everybody who was tuning in, man. Much love to y'all. And, we got some more great guests with some good stories coming up. White Boy Rick, I'm trying to holler at you, man. Get you on the show, man. Come tell your story. And thanks to LA Landscaping. Thanks to Guys Pizza, Legendary Barbershop, Emilio Cuevas, Dwayne Taylor, BY, man, Angel Hill. Shout out to the DHTC. They're printing out my hoodies together. Shout out to Daddy at the DHTC. And we had a great show today, man. I loved it. I had fun. And tagged up the balls, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't get in trouble for it. But definitely stay tuned next week, man, at 9 o'clock. Real Everyday People. Much love. Salute.